Okay, as promised, do a quick video on the last one of the quizzes. Yeah, all right. So first things first, and I'll try to use my space wisely here. All right, the pen's not working. All right, there we go. It is. All right. Factor out a sign. So it's that classic GCF. Not a 2, though. Good start. Good start. Ooh, it's kind of hard to write on the screen here. So take out a sign, and you're left with 2 sine theta minus 1, and then that's greater than 0. This happened a lot in the quizzes today where we had this equal to 2 pi as well. This is not really the norm. Usually stops at less than, but it doesn't really matter because we have a greater than symbol, so it's going to be parentheses all the way through. Okay, then it's zero product property. And like I said in class first hour, this would not be able to be done graphically. I can't graph 2 sine squared minus sine. I don't know what that looks like. So we got to do the critical values and then test, with some values. And where you're going to test it is up here. That's what I really wanted to make sure I was covering here. And it's going to be like a sine chart. So I'm going to go ahead and get these answers. Where do you get 0 over 1? Where do you get 0 for y and r equal to 1? Well, you actually get it at 0 or 2 pi. Then same thing with or pi as well. So pi, sorry. So on my number line, I'm probably going to mark 0 and 2 pi, because it says including 2 pi, and pi. And I think here's some things that you guys were messy with. Put these open dots here. The open dots mean these are critical values. These are the ones that I have to test in between and will dictate my answers. Then, of course, for sine of theta equals pi or 1/2. Oh, yeah, this is a pain. I don't know what just happened there. Because that is, I lost my draw. I got it. It's technology. Here we go. I got to set this to the background. And then hopefully that won't happen again. Fighting the computer here, as always. Pi over 6. It would just talk about what to care about this, that this is a pain, because then this is 5 pi over 6, and then I probably gotta maybe risk that it happens like it does a little, if this is true, then these are false, because we have nothing we can really plug in between here. But I can actually figure it out on my number line here. So, and the way it's going to work is I'm going to do signs, S-I-G-N-S. So let's start in between. And then actually maybe to help ourselves, we'll do different colors to show what my testing points are. And that's pi over 2 is what I'm going to put right here. So when I do sine of pi over 2, this is 1, which is a positive. And then when I do sine of pi over 2, that's 1 times 2. Sine of pi over 2 is 1 times 2 is 1. 1 minus 1. Ooh, what did I just do there? Did I make a mistake? Do I have to stop this video? 2. No, sine of pi over 2 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. Sorry. Monday, my brain. So a positive times a positive is greater than, oh, sorry. And then I didn't do what I said I was going to do with the other values. These are criticals. So I got a success here. So this is shaded in between. Yeah, and then we do have a problem with this. What do I test here? And that's kind of tough, but what we, I guess, got to understand is sine of 5 pi over 6 is 1/2. 1/2 of 2 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. You can count it that this is going to be below. So it's not a double 0, so it doesn't bounce and go up. We are going to have a negative down here. And I guess that's the best way I can explain it, because Mrs. DeCare mentioned in the homework you did have this problem as well. What do I plug in between these two when I don't have an exact? And that is an issue. And we'll check the test and make sure that that doesn't happen to you tomorrow, not having choices here. But it does usually switch false, true, false, and then I bet you this is going to be a true. And who am I going to pick here? And it is this really long interval. Oh my gosh, I can't think of words right now. This is the worst video ever. I am human, so I'm going to leave it. All right, sine of 3 pi over 2 is a negative. It's -1. And then sine of 3 pi over 2 is -1 times 2 minus 1 is another negative. A negative times a negative is a positive. All right, so that's all you have to do. And I think that might be better graph than graphing anyway. So I think you should probably approach all those in that way, my opinion. So, but anyway, what does that leave? 5 pi over 6 to pi over 6, reverse that, and then pi to pi, 2 pi. All right, okay. Sorry for my fumbling around, but that's this question.